Hello friends, welcome to our channel. There are some things in life that look completely harmless at first, something simple, something beautiful, something you would never be afraid of, but sometimes those very things carry a darkness that we cannot see. This is the story of Meen, a kind and hardworking girl who moved to Shanghai after losing her father. She came with dreams of supporting her family and building a better future for her mother and younger sister. She lived alone in a small apartment with her loyal dog Bao, who was her only companion in that big city. Her life was simple, peaceful, and quiet. And the only thing that truly made her happy after long, tiring days was her love for dolls. Her room was filled with dolls from different countries, each one carefully placed and treated like a memory, like a friend. Bao was used to them and never reacted badly to any of them, which made what happened next even more terrifying. One ordinary day, a new shipment of rare dolls arrived at the toy shop where Melon worked. Customers rushed and excited to buy them. And within minutes, almost all the dolls were gone, but one doll remained untouched, as if it was waiting for someone. It looked different from the rest. It had golden for bright blue eyes and a wide smile that looked strangely perfect, almost unnatural. The moment Melon saw it, she felt something she could not explain. It was not just attraction, it felt like the doll was calling her, pulling her towards it. Without thinking much, she kept it aside and brought it home, feeling unusually happy, as if she had found something special, something meant only for her. But the moment she entered the house and Bao saw the doll, everything changed. His joyful behavior disappeared instantly. He froze in place, his eyes fixed on the doll. And then suddenly, he started barking loudly, not like before, but in fear. His body shaking, his growl deep and warning, as if he was trying to protect Melon from something invisible, something dangerous. She tried to calm him down, but he refused to go near the doll and kept staring at it the entire evening. That night, the atmosphere in the house felt different. The silence felt heavy and uncomfortable. Bao, who always slept beside her, refused to stay in the room. He kept looking at the doll again and then suddenly ran out, as if he could not bear its presence anymore. Melon ignored it, thinking it was just her imagination. But deep inside, she felt uneasy. When she finally fell asleep, she was suddenly awakened by a strange sound. It was a soft laugh, not loud, but cold enough to freeze her body. She slowly opened her eyes and felt as if someone was standing in the corner of the room, watching her, breathing slowly, waiting. She gathered courage and got up to check, but there was nothing there except the doll lying on the floor. She was sure she had placed it on the shelf, but now it was down on the ground. She picked it up with trembling hands, placed it back, and tried to sleep again, but the fear stayed with her like a shadow. The next day, her life began to fall apart in ways she could not understand. At work, she suddenly felt irritated and angry for no reason. Her mind felt heavy, her thoughts confused, and before she realized it, she shouted at a customer something she had never done in her life. Her boss immediately fired her, and she stood there shocked, unable to believe what had just happened. She returned home broken and tired, and once again Bao tried to warn her. He barked continuously, pulled her clothes, and kept looking at the doll as if begging her to throw it away. But she ignored him again, thinking everything was just stress. That night, she had the most terrifying dream of her life. She saw a horrifying creature standing in her room, its body damaged, its nails long and sharp, its face twisted into a disturbing smile. It slowly walked towards her, and before she could move, it attacked her and laughed in a way that echoed in her ears. She woke up with a loud scream, her heart racing, her body frozen, and then she saw something that made her blood run cold. The doll was sitting on her chest, looking directly into her eyes, its smile wider, darker, and more alive than ever before. In complete panic, she screamed again, and at that moment Bao rushed into the room. He jumped onto the bed and attacked the doll, tearing it apart with anger and fear. Melon was shaking uncontrollably, covered in sweat, unable to understand what was real and what was not. She immediately threw the broken pieces of the doll into the dustbin, thinking it was finally over. But the next morning, Bao was gone. The house felt empty and silent in a way that felt wrong. She searched everywhere, calling his name, but there was no answer. When she looked into the mirror, she saw red bite marks all over her face and hands. And suddenly, in the reflection behind her, she saw the same creature from her dream, standing silently, smiling. When she turned around, there was nothing. But when she looked again, the doll was back, sitting perfectly, as if it had never been destroyed. Her fear turned into panic as she ran into the kitchen and found the doll there again, its mouth stained dark. When she slowly looked under the sink, Entire world collapsed. Bao was lying there lifeless, his body badly injured, as if something had brutally attacked him. Millen finally understood the truth. This was not just a doll, it was something evil, something that had entered her life and taken everything from her. She searched online and found many similar stories, people from around the world who had experienced strange events after bringing such dolls into their homes, losing their jobs, falling sick, even losing their loved ones. Without wasting time, she burned the doll completely and threw away its ashes, believing she had ended the nightmare. That night she cried and told her sister everything, hoping it was finally over. But the next morning, Melon was found dead in her apartment, and beside her body sat the same doll, untouched, with that same white, terrifying smile, as if it had been waiting all along. Some people say cursed objects are not real, some say it is just imagination. But stories like this make us question everything, because sometimes the most dangerous things in the world are the ones that look the most beautiful. If you enjoyed this horror story, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more scary and mysterious stories.